Hi there, I'm the filmmaker Stephen Lewis Simpson, and I'm talking to you today from Pine Ridge Indian Reservation. This is the village of Pine Ridge itself. I'm here talking to you today about A Thunder Being Nation, which is a feature documentary that I've been shooting here over the last 12 years. And it is a very comprehensive documentary looking at very many aspects of life here, but not just contemporary, through the history from their origin story, through sort of key events like Little Big Horn, Wounded Knee 1890, confinement to the reservations, boarding schools, the imposition of outside religions, all the way through up to today, talking about housing problems, the terrible health problems that they have here, and many, many other things. And the most important thing is it's very much in the words of the people here. There's something about me that just clicks here like no other place, and the benefit of that has been that I've had extraordinary access to people here from a very, very broad range of the community. I want to introduce you to some of the people in the documentary and give you a bit of perspective on it in this presentation.
In the center of the hub of the circle of this native nation in North America is the Lakota Sioux.
Pine Ridge is an icon. A lot of things have happened here.
We were always the one that fighting for some survival.
This entire reservation is a prisoner of war camp, and we're treated as such.
On these concentration camps here in our own country.
America belongs to the Indians.
The objective is very simple. Give the power back to the people.
And we made a treaty nation to nation, not government to government.
What I like to see is Indians put a big lawsuit on the United States government for violating our treaties.
All these tribes' sovereignty is constantly in jeopardy.
They try to act like they're chiefs, but they're not. To me, they act like kings.
They're trying to make us white men. We don't know how to be a white man.
Everything is set up to exterminate us.
This country committed genocide on us, continuing up to this day.
Martin Luther King said, "Injustice anywhere is injustice everywhere."
It's rough to be an Indian.
It takes a lot to make you cry. It's really hurt.
Eventually, the United States is going to get us.
There's no future for the future generation.
At the end of 7 generations, like me, him, her, will be gone.
Well, let me start from the beginning, and this is my favorite part. Before there was time, there was Ia. And Ia was all-encompassing, covered everything. But Ia decided to create, so she created light, and subsequently life, the earth, our grandmother, and all that you see, all her children here. And things were beautiful. And we Lakota are in the underground. When one of us decided to take a peek at the outer world, and there was the trickster, who is a teacher, to teach us about the twists and turns of living in this world. They enticed this man and his family and a few other families out because they saw the buffalo and they liked the buffalo, and they said, "You can have all the buffalo you want, just come on out." The spirits told us that as the buffalo goes, so goes your nation.
Government again, they said, "We don't like the way you teach your children."
The boarding schools, they were trying to make us fake white people.
You no longer can teach your children the way you have for hundreds of years.
Now, the Bureau of Schools at that time were all BIA, so the policies were all federal policies.
They took away the family, the closeness. They broke it apart. So when these children grew up, they didn't know what family life was all about. Then they had kids, and then they didn't know how to raise their family. And that's where our Indian people were very strong, having the strong family and the extended families.
That was a successful society because it was the grandparents and the mothers who were the teachers.
The boarding schools, the church systems was a massive and concerted effort to assimilate and acculturate the Lakota way of life.
It was a law that these children had to be in school or else the parents, they're gonna go to jail.
They were also withholding our food until us kids went to school.
Say you're a parent and here's your child and you love this baby, but you know when that child turns 5 years old, the government's going to come in and take that child from you. And you have absolutely no choice in the matter. So many of them never even told when they had a child, so they would not take them. What does education mean to you at that time? The loss of your child.
I live in fifth world conditions here in America. Something wrong with that picture. I'm the landlord here. Why do I have to live this way?
This entire reservation is a prisoner of war camp, and we're treated as such. No one cares. We're people out of sight, out of mind.
Lifespan expectancy, 45 years of age.
Starve them to death.
Highest alcoholism rate.
Disease them to death.
Highest homicide and suicide.
Our court system is in shambles. Our health services in shambles. Police department in shambles. The government's in shambles.
The alcoholism, the disease, the drug addiction, it's everywhere.
You can't measure anything on this reservation by the white world.
Outsiders have a negative view of Pine Ridge, like they're really scared to come into the reservation.
My nephew, he lives in one home. There's 35 people in there. Each family has a bedroom. Each of them have about 5 kids.
It's my daughter's trailer house, and we just live here. Me and my 7 kids. We're really homeless. We don't have a home of our own.
And so at the moment, this is the outhouse.
Yeah, a herd of cows came through. They knocked it over and just fell apart. And even one fell in the hole. So the minister had to come and dig it out. This is our heating stove. It holds 1 gallon of kerosene and it lasts through one night. And this is what I cook on. This little 2-burner propane heater, and that's my propane tank. It lasts for 4 days, just cooking on it for my kids. Only way I make money is if I do bead work. My coffee pot. This trailer house came with the stove and the refrigerator, but we don't have electricity. When it rains, this all soaks and it drips in the house, so we have to put buckets under here to catch the rainwater, and later we pour it out. I hang this blanket here for more insulation. The fans don't work, the restroom don't work. But this is where we have our water tank, and the tribe delivers water twice a week. Sometimes we run out and need more water. We have to walk up the hill and carry 5-gallon jugs down. I put plastic on all the windows from the inside, keeps the cold air out. There's no furnace, and I don't have no running water. I haul water. And most of these trailer houses don't have water hookup. They don't have propane. They don't have furnaces. They're rejects from the city trailer lots. They're too old, so they bring them down here to the reservation and just dispose of them. There's trailer houses all over, and some of them are broken and vandalized and things. We choose to live this way. We don't want to live in the cluster projects. There's too much gangster activity and too much alcoholism, too much infighting.
This is Leon Matthews. I write the Res Ramblings for the Lakota Country Times. I'm also a part owner of the Higher Ground Coffee House in Pine Ridge, South Dakota. When I saw this movie, I knew it was world class, but I think what the director, producer, Steven, does is he captures the whole spirit of Pine Ridge, and I think that's a powerful thing to do. It's a great opportunity to feel what it feels like to be an American Indian.
One of the key decisions I made stylistically with the documentary is that I wasn't going to force the issue with anyone. I didn't pursue interviews as such on subjects. I waited to the situation where people wanted to meet with me naturally, and basically didn't even force the issue in terms of topics. I would let them pretty much decide the course of the conversation, what they would want to talk to. Occasionally I might throw in the odd question, and that actually led to some of the most extraordinary moments when people suddenly would talk about things that I'd never even known that they'd experienced. Most notably when, with one person who I'm rather close to, started telling me on camera, and this is something I never knew, that she had been sterilized as a child. And it's the most extraordinary, horrific thing to have somebody share with you, and especially somebody that you care very much about.
Sioux Nation employees or the youths believe that anything would happen. I think this is a crisis of confidence, that actually anything will be done about anything.
That was good.
That's it.
Yeah, it was good.
Yep, it was.
Now, also into the package with the DVD, I'm going to be building in a special edition which is going to have a very large amount of extra features, a combination of extended interviews, some of the more remarkable conversations that I had with people where I really want people to hear those added elements beyond what was just used in the film. As well as I stumbled upon some quite interesting old documentaries, both showing stereotypes of things as well as kind of interesting cultural insights, and a real mix of things that are going to be in there as well. And you know, the whole point is to really flesh out the whole knowledge base. You know, that there's going to be a few hours of extra features at the end of the day on the disc. I want to really go over the top with it because there's just so much to be learned about not just the reservation here, but sort of broader issues affecting Indian country and what the U.S. has done here. And also in terms of the plan with the film, with the documentary, is to platform it at as big a film festival as possible. Every film I've made is either premiered at the Montreal World Film Festival, which is the only ranked competitive film festival in North America, and also other films that premiered at the Edinburgh International Film Festival, which is one of the more major ones out of Europe. And so it's to try and get as big a platform as possible to then screen as many festivals around the world, which is a great way of introducing the film in the most meaningful way, and then platforming our DVD release, and then just trying to get as many broadcast slots around the world as possible. And also very much hitting the educational side of things, making sure that a lot of the American Indian studies at various universities, colleges, schools have it. You know, really to be a major learning tool, get it into libraries and all that sort of thing. One of the things that the documentary has aimed to do is to be as comprehensive a look throughout a journey of a reservation, because I haven't really seen that before done in this manner, and I think it really adds a lot of value to the dialogue.
Hello, my name is Arlette Loudhawk Blacksmith, and I was one of the ones that was in the movie Thunder Being Nation. And personally speaking, not because I'm in there, I think it was just beautiful. I think it's a very beautiful timeline with many people with their stories, and I'm very thankful that I happened to be a part of this. My father passed on, Russell Loudhawk, who was a part of the movie. So I know movies, films, they make a whole world of difference in your life. So if you lose somebody, you see them in that film, oh, it just makes it feel like they're still alive. I hope you have a good time listening to it. I hope you understand what we were trying to tell about the Pine Ridge Indian Reservation, and all the things we go through, and the joys we have in our hardship. So with that, thank you.